Come on, come on. Okay, we are live. Wow, this is the classic. It's a classic match where you have everything planned. Then you get your plan A, you get your bag all done. You've been prepping like crazy for months to get ready for the first round match. And God, you're feeling you had a great night's sleep. The breakfast was great, and you get out in the court and whoa. Who is this person? This is an out-of-body experience. So, guys, look, our apologies. Not sure what was going on here, but we had a little tech issue at 7 a.m. this morning. But this is version 2, so this is our workaround. I mean, we're already down a set and a break, and now we go, oh, that's right.
He's left-handed.
That's right. He's left-handed. Don't you love that when you're playing in doubles or something and someone lobs and the lefty goes over there and crushes the overhead and the person goes, "Oh, I didn't realize you were left-handed." Dude, you've been on the court for 52 minutes with this person. Come on. So, all right.
Exactly.
Okay, so guys, look, that guy over there, Jeff Jacklich, he's on computer number 2 this morning. We're going to try to get through this thing without giggling too much. Jeff, we're going to talk about footwork. Last time we had you on, you were mentioning, and I've had a lot of requests for all the list of training aids that you mentioned. I'm hoping those companies are getting some love because I've been putting out the links you sent me to, a few folks. So hopefully, and actually based on your recommendation, I did buy a rhino rope. And I also got that 2021 version of the bongo board, which is just awesome. I mean,
it is. It's cool. I think I saw another one, a long version, and you can do it both ways. A long version of that board, and it's for surfers to mount the board, like they're on the board, and then you pop up into your crowd, right? So the thing is, you don't lay on it; you're actually on the floor, and then you pop up onto it. But it's longer board, and the roller you can set lengthwise, so it rocks like
you
this.
Go.
Right?
I got it.
You know what I mean? So I was watching. Damn, that looks cool. I don't know how it would probably apply, but I don't know how. But it's like that just looks cool.
And you want to make sure that you're not on the concrete garage floor when you fall.
Yeah. You might want some sort of training wheels or something when you first try it.
All right. Well, listen. Let's. I think we've had these folks waiting around long enough. So let's talk about footwork and specifically the training that you've been doing for the last several weeks, for sure, at least that.
Yeah.
How that's paying off in terms of.
I've got about.
In terms of footwork.
I'm just probably shy of 40 days in, with a total of, I don't know, 46, 47 days total. So with a day off here and there. I actually took 2 days off this week.
And this is all for prep for the big Wilson tournament.
And then noticing, I actually checked the schedule last night for the Cat 1s and the 60s since the National Senior Men's Tennis Association sent out their email yesterday. And I jumped into the link and wanted to because there's been varying degrees of accuracy as to when the tournaments are going to happen this summer. So the National 60 hard courts in Irvine is actually the first week of June.
Oh, so
that being said, April, May. So actually this is actually really good. I'm kind of feeling really good about where I'm at right now, going down to play this event and having another, 7 weeks in between the Wilson, 6-7 weeks and then Irvine, the National Hard Court. So I think serendipitously this is working out really good because that's a good gap time, I think, in between major events to kind of recoup from the last one. And then you're not going to lose anything. You're not going to lose where you were. Take a few days and just not touch tennis ball, not not really think about tennis. And then slowly again, just kind of work your way back into it. I think a big key here is day one is not the same as day 40. And so I've always been really good about kind of easing my way into it, not because I know I have to teach the next day, coach the next day or whatever, and I can't have my body not be comfortably functional on day two. And so I tend to like lower reps, or I figure out how, just to kind of get my body, dip the toe in the water and get the body used to the new movements. And then slowly, do that for a week, just low reps, low tensions, and just get the body used to those motions, and do that for a week. And so this is not a race to get to X, Y, or this place of where you want to be. You can only go as fast as you can go. And I just don't like that. I don't like being, because it's as we age up, it's sometimes harder to distinguish. Am I just uncomfortable and sore, or am I on the cusp of injury? I think as a younger player, it was really easy for me to tell when I just beat the crap out of my body, because I just, in NorCal, as you know, Brennan, sometimes we play 4 matches in a day, 2 singles, 2 doubles, and then you somehow recovered and played the next day. And so it was you were very in tune with the way your body felt, and you kind of go, it just hurts because I used it yesterday a lot, and as opposed to feeling like I think I actually injured myself. So anyway, that's just how my approach to it is. Just don't be in a rush to the end goal. Give your body a chance to get used to the new movements. If you've never jump rope before and you're using a battle rope, well, there's 2 factors going on there. It's heavy, so you have to actually help it help the rope get around. So that's a different kind of movement than the speed rope, jump rope. Anyway, so just give yourself some grace in building up to the full routine of what you'd like to do, and then add things in as you're going along. So anyway, how is it affecting my performance on the court? This is the fun part. This is where about 3 weeks in, you kind of start to notice things. And now that I'm, like I said, close to 40 days in of having done the workouts, this is where it starts to get kind of fun. And so specifically, to the footwork question. So we're not going to talk about footwork patterns like, as you were talking about, a week ago or so with Jim McLennan, the gravity step or the jab step, and we can point names at all these things and call them different things. But we're just going to go from a strictly athletic standpoint, and the ability to move freely, and the ability to sustain that movement. So today is really going to be about, have you done the work that actually affects your ability to sustain quality movement, which then would be how many shots in a row under playing conditions can you hit from a stable platform? And that's really where the rubber meets the road in this discussion. That is everything. And so I don't care if you're on your left foot, your right foot, hitting the whole shot, open stance, just off your posting up and just hitting off your right leg the whole shot. Are you capable of being stable at contact? And I can tell you this from the work I've done so far, that little tidbit, that little detail is, it's being highlighted by Brent's dinging. So that detail.
Honey, I love you, but I'll get back to you. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
That detail alone improves your timing, accuracy of shot, clarity of shot. I mean, the laundry list of all the things we'd like to have happen starts to just kind of automatically be available to you. And so that's what I'm finding is I'm playing my practice sets. I'm getting to an extra 1, 2, 3 balls, depending on the range of the ball and what's going on. But the biggest notice is that when I get there, I'm actually able now not just to send it back, but actually send it back with maybe a little attitude, or to actually pick a better target and actually create complexity on the other side of the net, which then just kind of throws the whole thing into, it's very disruptive when you think you've got somebody on the run and all of a sudden they return something and, wow, I was hoping for defense and they kind of sent back neutral with attitude, or actually, wow, he actually got there and actually created offense off of it. And really that's kind of like like Novak Djokovic, right? His defense looks an awful lot like offense, right? He's so stable when he tracks balls down, when he does the splits, whatever you call it. But you notice that his center, his upper body his core and his upper body is still posture driven, even when he's spread out, which is why he's so capable of when his defense is coming back. It's actually, I call it like neutral with attitude. So the guy on the other side of the net says, shit, I have to hit another winner to get out of this point. And then he does that, and Novak tracks it down again and doesn't just lay it up in the middle of the court, but actually does a little, just enough with it, and gets the opponent again. Oh, I guess I got to hit a third winner in a row to win this point. And I think, not comparing myself to Novak in any stretch of the imagination, but what I am finding is that ability to track down that extra ball and not just shove it back over with nothing, but play it back with a little more accuracy, with thought of, hey, I think I can be a little disruptive here, and I would call it neutral with attitude.
Yeah. Well, look, let me throw a couple things at you here, Jeff. I think number one is, when you started, as you said, you started off slowly. You didn't want to beat yourself up in the beginning. You wanted to make sure that, worst case, you did not injure yourself by trying to, do this training. Right. But what happens is, in the beginning, is you can't really control the timetable as to when you start to feel that kind of lightness and that quickness and that endurance. And I think too often what happens is players aren't patient enough to allow whatever the combination is of doing the training, and maybe there's a day off in there, or maybe you ate something last night that was just perfect, and the whole thing just kind of it just kind of, and then all of a sudden there's that day on the court and you're almost not even expecting it, because you've been going through this timeline of training, maybe a day off, training, and you stop really worrying about or being anxious about trying to measure, well, am I getting quicker? Am I being able to whatever? So I think that would be the first thing is, when you do this training, is stop trying to measure how you're doing, is allow the improvement to take care of itself. And if you do all the right stuff, look, if you were out there running, a 10K every day to get stronger, well, the lightness and quickness would never, ever show up. Right. So you got to make sure that you're doing the right tennis specific drills.
Right.
And then just don't measure it. I think the other thing too is, when you get that feeling like you've got now, is that a couple really good things happen. Is number one, you recognize the ball coming off that opponent's racket, I think, a nanosecond sooner. So what happens is you respond to it a nanosecond sooner. And I think what happens is that there's this confidence, as you were talking about the opponent playing Novak. Well, I don't have to go for an outright winner. I don't have to flirt with the baseline or that sideline over there or whatever. I can actually play neutral with attitude. And to me, that means that it's a high quality ball, and you're going, dude, I can actually do this all freaking day long. So just letting you know.
Yeah. It changes the dynamic of what's happening across the net. When you start to feel like you can hit 6 or 7, 8 high quality balls, And then, what you find is all of a sudden you find your opponent's, shot tolerance, their threshold fairly quickly in a match. You find out very quickly because you're laying this ball in there each time, and, you're not semi unconcerned with whether they hit it. And you're getting this opportunity to, you're moving the ball around, you're playing your patterns, but you kind of don't have to overplay. You don't have to, I'm not really looking to exit the point. I'm just like, let me just hit one over there now. Well, okay, this is my pattern. Okay, now I'm just going to go there, and and then as the match wears on, that's when the wheels start to come off for your opponent as they start upping the ante and trying to look for the exit earlier. In the point, as yesterday's show you did on with Craig O'Shaughnessy and 0 to 4 hits, 70% in singles, 0 to 4 hits. That's 2 hits each. That's not 4 for each. That's 2 hits each.
Dang it, gosh darn it! You're taking away my thunder for tomorrow's topic. So I'll just let you know. But I will dig into it a little bit more tomorrow. But the 0 to 4, if you win that category, I don't know. I mean, if you win the category, then you're winning about 70% of those points.
Yes.
Which is like obviously far and away the most points that we play. And so then you go, well, 0 to 4. So you're telling me, Jeff, that my shot tolerance from 0 to 4 only has to be 2? I only have to hit the serve 1, and then the return comes back, and then the next one. And if I do that, the chances go like way up that I'm going to win the match.
Way up. If we're talking about quality, right? So are you capable of hitting a well placed serve? Not powerful, as you talked about yesterday. The service thing, that was yesterday. But is it well placed? And that first strike, and we're not talking about hitting a winner in the first 2 hits, getting out of the point. We're talking about hitting, if you can hit those first 2 extremely high quality, you've upped your percentage of winning that point just tremendously.
Well, look, and what is now, let's get back to footwork. If you've spent some training on, and again, we're not talking about the jab step or the gravity step or the crossover step. We're just talking about getting quicker and lighter. And when you do that, now all of a sudden you've just raised the bar in terms of the chances for you to win that 0 to 4 shot category.
So we can put it in kind of these kind of terms. So all the work I've done, and let's just take a low number here. Am I in 5% better position on every ball that comes over the net at me? And so if that's true, if we just take that small number, is that the percentage I've increased my improvement on positioning to every ball, right? Well, I think that's going to have a massive effect on the quality that comes off my racket, accuracy that comes off my racket, my ability to have clarity of choice as I have ball recognition, the incoming ball. And making that quick decision as to what to do with it, or stick with my pattern, or whatever it might be, or I'm going to go neutral, whatever it is, you increase your ability to react to the ball just a little bit. Your timing, everything improves, and I can't really say it any other way. Everything improves as you improve those details that improve your movement. So So everything I'm doing is geared toward the details that I know I needed to improve. I needed to get my shoulders in playing shape, in where my serve isn't all of a sudden by the end of the week going to be just a big hopper, first serve and second serve, because my shoulder just can't take it after a week of play. And right now I'm feeling really good about where I'm at, because this is 40 days, not just for leg work and that kind of stuff, but just 40 days of shoulder work. It's very specific, as we sent out the link last time, 7 exercises I'm doing with bands. Excuse me. So that raises the bar, my confidence level when I step up to serve now too. I feel like I'm a little more accurate just because my arm doesn't feel like it's just hanging off my shoulder, off my body. It actually feels like it's been pulled back up into the socket. Really, that's kind of the sensation it feels like. It just feels like it's engaged and it's available to actually use. So I know I'm hitting the serves, I don't know, probably a few miles an hour faster, maybe anywhere from 3 to 5 miles an hour faster, and that makes a little difference. Right. And so that 3-5 miles an hour faster especially makes a way bigger difference on the body serve.
Yeah.
It just ties that up just a little bit. And I know that, again, my reading of the incoming ball, is elevated. So I'm on top of that ball just a hair quicker, which means I'm stealing time from my opponent. Just that little hair. And so this is where I think, a lot of players don't give enough value in, kind of the, death by 1,000 cuts, understanding the little bits that you can start to improve and how it affects the overall performance in a tennis match is just, I think it's, enlightening if never experienced it.
Well, look, and I would tell all of you guys and gals who are, in the 60 plus age group, right? 60, 65, my age group, the 70s and on up. I think that there's kind of a false belief that, well, God, I'm an old fart. How can I get any quicker? Well,
you can.
The reason you think that is probably because you haven't been doing what Jeff's done for the last 40 plus days and come to that realization all of a sudden, like, wow, I haven't felt like this for a long time. And look, you may have to add in not only the drills and using the training aids that Jeff's doing, but you may have to tweak the diet a little bit, right? You may have to work on a little bit lighter food bag, right? Yeah. Maybe step away from that trough a little bit sooner. I don't know. Yeah. But
I'm not doing anything, tricky or anything with my diet. I'm just eating a well-balanced diet, greens and, proteins, and just a well-balanced diet right now. Nothing crazy. I allow myself right now for the last week, one cocktail a night or one, glass of wine, whatever, that's it.
Wow. That's, God, you're going to be just floating around the court like there's no Fed. I don't know. Well, good for you. So look, let's wrap this up, Jeff. I want you to fire up whoever's listening to this, whether it's on live right now or listening to the recorded video, but just give them your best Vince Lombardi in your face, something that we could record and put on YouTube. So that anytime someone searches motivational speeches, this comes up.
Well, I think the biggest thing is that it's not, discipline is one thing, motivation is another, right? We've talked about this. Motivation, you can cue anything up, including this, this brief little chat we're having this morning, motivation to get out there and do it. It really comes down to the discipline of doing it, right? And that's where the rubber meets the road. The discipline to do it. So that's why I say don't start with some program that takes an hour and a half. Start with 20 minutes and have it be some sort of whatever it might be. Regular jump rope. Doesn't have to be the battle rope. Regular jump rope. And do 3 sets of 20. I don't know. I mean, again, this is this personal thing you've got to figure out for yourself. What you think is working or what you think is comfortable for your body to start with. Find something comfortable for your body to start with. That would be my biggest suggestion here. And then do 15, 20 minutes and do that for 7 days. And then the next 7 days, can I add 5 minutes or can I add 5 reps? Can I add whatever it might be? So everything that I'm doing may not work for everybody out there, but I've found that so far the pieces I've put together, are paying off. And so that's really, I think, the biggest motivation is be flexible but be specific about what it is, you think you need for your game, so
Good.
I don't know how motivating that is, but
that's good. No, that's fine. That's good. I just think, I'm trying to picture myself back at the California Tennis Club in San Francisco, where, once in a great while, I'd get a student who goes, "Hey, look, not only do I want to get better, right? I want to start playing some tournaments." And I would always have to find that thing where I'd just kind of get in them, say, "Look, well, the dose of reality here is that you're going to have to do some speed work. You're going to have to do some fitness work, some balance work, because I can feed you balls all day long. You can go out in the ball machine, on the other days when I'm not seeing you. But in terms of real match play, it's not going to translate enough to where if you did some of the work that Jeff is doing, that'll actually make a tangible difference in all the things that we've been talking about." Mike Lamens just commented, "Are you going to go back over Jeff's drills or exercises? Seems I missed it." So Mike, today we haven't talked about his specific drills. Look, guys, here's what I'll do for you. If you want, if you haven't already gotten it, you want a list of the training aids that Jeff teed up for us the last time we had him on, shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com. Not only will I get you those links to the things he's using, but I'll also put the link into the video that we did, I don't know, a week ago, I guess it was, where Jeff, you talked about the drills that you're doing, and
maybe what we can do, Brent, is because I'm going to bring my gear with me down to the desert, and so maybe on a day we can go through the exercises.
That'd be cool.
Because it's all portable, I can bring it with me, and it will be with me in the bag. And maybe we'll do a little video with showing what I'm actually doing.
Good.
I see Mike Rogers said not touch a tennis ball, so I'm going to throw this in too as motivation. So I was in 3 weeks ago. I was in Sun Valley for a week skiing, and I brought my gear with me. And we talked about that, I think, in that episode. And so that's another one. So Mike Rogers says not touch a tennis ball. So I didn't touch a tennis ball for a week. I think what he's referring to is your thing about, which is allow your opponent to touch the ball, right?
Oh, no.
Either way,
yeah.
I didn't touch a tennis ball for a week. But I was still doing the training specific for it, and obviously getting in, 3.5, 4 hours a day on my legs skiing every day. And in Sun Valley that's not a picnic. It's, runs are 2 miles long. So I was doing some great leg work that week, and that translated as well. So the thing is that it doesn't matter. Don't panic over not getting a chance to hit a tennis ball when you're doing this work. Keep doing this work, and it will still translate onto the court. I can tell you that, guaranteed.
Outstanding. All right, guys. Well, listen, hope you enjoyed today's light little go around with Jeff Jacklich, and apologies for the tech issues we had. And would love to read your comments, your questions down below in the comments area. You can, if you want to keep it private, you can direct message me over at Facebook, or you can shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com. I know Jeff would be happy to field your question as well over at jeff@jacklich365.com. And that is Jacklich as in Jacklich. There's no T in there. Okay, there's no T or D.
There's no extra A.
That's right. Jacklich. Like jackalope. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's time. Got to get out there, help someone else. Have a great day. Jeffrey, hopefully we'll get you back on again soon.
Right on.